If you're a daydreamer but not a doer, and someone who has big goals but doesn't know where to start and you want to get everything back into place, today I want to share 6 tips that can help you break free from this cycle of procrastination and bring that motivation back. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela and today we're going to be talking all about how to take action when you're a little bit lazy but you have big dreams and you don't know where to begin. So something that I used to do, and the way that I used to be, is that I was a very avid daydreamer, but I never actually did anything. I never actually took action when it came to doing things. So I would always be stuck in idea world where I would have all of these fun, cool ideas for things it is that I wanted to do, ideas for how I can change my life, how can I be better. The thing that I really used to lack in was consistency, making time for what it is that I actually wanted, and of course, finding the motivation to keep up with these things. So if you are new to my channel, or you are a longtime subscriber, or this is the first time you are coming upon this video, I make content all for the ambitious girlies, the people that want to make a change in their day-to-day lives, and everyone who just wants to live their best life as much as they can. And it can be hard sometimes, obviously, when you have a little bit of those lazy tendencies, or like I said, you are just overwhelmed with things all around you and you don't know where to begin. So today I want to break down 6 tips to help you get to that ideal version of yourself where you could actually take action and make things happen. Tip number 1 is address the pain points, reframe your mindset, and prepare to be disciplined. So this is a very loaded tip number 1, but I told you guys we are getting right into it because there's a lot to address when it comes to getting to the root of why you may not be able to achieve the things it is that you want. So number 1, we have to really address the pain points and the underlying issues here. So laziness, procrastination, not getting things done, all of these can be a result of other issues that are underlying, such as fear of failure, no clarity, or maybe no sense of direction, low self-esteem, no confidence, all these kinds of things. I'm not a doctor when I'm saying all of this, but these are literally things that I was going through, real things that I was feeling when I was going through these really low and lazy pain points. And it's something that I'm proud to say I have really worked avidly through. We all have things through our mind, obviously, that we are running around through all the time. And sometimes this can be the cause of things that is holding us back from reaching our full potential, is that we have this fear of failure. We feel like we may not be able to achieve the things it is that we want. And so when it comes to dealing with these things, it's not an overnight thing where you can just identify the problem and then by tomorrow you're going to be perfectly fine. It is a journey that is worth walking through and worth going through. So this is where the reframe your mindset part comes in. So you really have to essentially retrain your mind and your thoughts to let go of this negative energy, let go of these thoughts, and without doing this, you are not ever really going to be able to reach your full potential and have this abundance mindset if you are constantly pushing yourself down and bullying yourself in a way in your own head. So I have a few videos on really diving deeper into mindset shifts and overcoming limiting beliefs, how to manifest, and all of these kinds of things. So if you want more in-depth information, you can totally watch those videos. This is a huge part of how you live. It's literally the way that you think. And if you always have this negative victim mentality or this jealousy towards things and people, then it is going to really drive you up through the wall. And you don't need talent, you don't need any insane God-given skills in order to show up every day and be your true self. It is all about dedication and discipline, and that is what is going to get you to be able to achieve all the success it is that you want. You need to have qualities of dedication, and that is how you are going to focus and show up every single day, even when you don't want to. So that takes us into the whole discipline portion of this tip, which is discipline makes up for talent, because talent can only get you so far in life. So you have to be prepared to show up for things even when you aren't in the mood. And I've heard these 2 quotes that really stuck with me, which is number 1, everyone wants the view, but no one wants the climb. And number 2, don't be pushed by your problems, be led by your dreams. And these 2 quotes really stood out to me because a lot of people want the view. They want to be at the top, but they don't want the ugly. They don't want to embrace the bad times or the bad moments, but life isn't always that way. You have to push that outside noise away, and you have to be led by your dreams, even if you're not in the mood all the time to do those things, because that is where the discipline side of you comes out. Tip number 2 is set attainable goals and develop a structured routine. So your daily habits and what you do in small increments every day eventually turn into the big things it is that you want, and that is what guides you to who you are going to become. So a lot of people think that they have to develop these really huge and out of the box habits in order to become this insane out of this world person, when in reality it is those small things that you do every day that all add up and lead up to the big thing it is you want to do or become. And this goes back to a quote that I heard from Sheryl Sandberg, who is one of my role models, and she says, "Don't wait until you feel the confidence, just do it. Ask yourself, what would you do if you had the confidence and you weren't afraid? Just take your seat at the table, ask the question, and raise your hand." So all this to say, you don't have to wait until you're ready to do the thing it is that you want, because it's so true that the perfect time to start is right now, because there never is going to be a perfect time or a perfect moment. So the more you try to keep putting a hold on things, the longer you are delaying yourself from seeing what can actually happen and what can come from those things that you were avoiding. And there is this other quote that I really like, which is, "Your greatest life is on the other side of your greatest fear." With goal setting, you have to put your priorities in check and set bite-sized goals for every day and every week. And you can do this by having a consistent sleep schedule, setting a regular bedtime, a regular wake up time. And I have 2 videos on how to have the perfect morning routine and the perfect night routine, which really dives more in depth on this. But the reason why this is so important is because your night is what sets you up for the next day, and what you do throughout the day sets you up for the next day, and so on and so forth. So you really have to create this routine and stick to it. And by establishing a daily routine, this is what is going to turn that ambition into action. You're not just waking up every day willy-nilly and figuring out what can you do today. You're following a routine and you're having some form of habit that you want into your everyday, because consistency builds habits and habits make your progress easier. You also want to make sure to break down your goals into smaller tasks. So when you set really big, ambitious goals for yourself, this can be overwhelming. This is what can lead to procrastination. So instead, what you have to do is break down each of these things that you want to accomplish into smaller, more manageable tasks. And this makes the work a lot less daunting, and it helps you build up that momentum. An example is when it comes to working out. You want to work out more, but you really don't know where to start. First, you have to find your workout style. Do you like heavy cardio? Do you like low impact workouts? Do you like the style of classes, that community building aspect? And by doing this, you are going to be able to actually enjoy working out, because you're going to figure out what your style is. For me, I love to go on walks, listening to podcasts, and just being on my own, but I also love indoor spin classes and having that competitive feeling with everybody else in the room, listening to an instructor, etc. And so with these goals, you can then be on the route towards clear and achievable milestones. And by setting clear milestones, this is what is going to help you keep your track and keep progress and stay motivated. And I've told you guys before that I really like this app called Habit, in which I put my daily habits in every single day. It's not sponsored, but it is a free app. So you put your habits in every day, you can check off if you did it or not. And then it also gives you a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly overview of how many of those habits you did, how consistent you were, and really focusing on celebrating those small victories along the way, because you deserve it. Tip number 3 is visualize success and incorporate meditation techniques into your routine. So as you guys know, I'm a very big advocate on manifestation, having good energy, and visualizing the things it is that you want to make happen. Because if you can see something in your mind, you can make it happen in real life. Something that I like to do is spend 10 minutes a day visualizing for my future. And in my How to Manifest video, I broke down this really interesting hack with ChatGPT that was actually kind of cool. And I saw this on TikTok from a creator named Meadow Lark, and she basically says, write down all of your goals, your dreams, and things it is that you want to accomplish, and then ask ChatGPT to tell the story of a day in my dream life as my future self who has all of this already. Then afterwards, she said to ask it, what can I do today to help me get there? And ChatGPT will literally make you a step-by-step plan based on what you told it for how you can make this happen. So this is a hack that I actually did myself. It was really crazy how real it felt to see and read a small short story of all the things it is that I want to accomplish. And it really felt attainable. It felt realistic, and I loved that. By spending a few minutes a day either reading this or just visualizing by yourself, how you can achieve your goals, you can get so much closer to them than you think, and you have the chance to really imagine these feelings of that success, and this can help reinforce your motivation and make those goals really feel extra attainable. And there's this 10-minute YouTube meditation that I really like, and I'm going to put it on the screen, and I love this because it really allows you to envision those dreams, those desires, those goals, and it feels real and cool because you just get to lay down, you get to close your eyes, relax, and see this. So if you have 10 minutes, either do this right before you go to bed, do this in the morning. I just really think that it goes back to tip number 1, which is all about identifying those pain points, because you may be lazy, you may lack a motivation with things, and you may have all of these different issues happening, but a lot of it can be because you don't know what direction it is that you want to go in. So by actually identifying your goals and figuring out what it is that you want to happen, you can make it even more realistic by just having these visualization techniques and just spending 10 minutes of your day thinking about it in your head. And there's these 2 quotes that I really like that I'm going to leave you guys with, which says, "Unfulfilled potential is the story of most people's lives." And the second quote is, "Interested people watch obsessed people change the world." So the next time you feel like you're not good enough or that you don't have the talent to get to where it is that you want to be, it is not about that. You just have to give your all. You have to show up every day and keep visualizing those goals. There are so many studies, so many articles on how visualization can really get you to where it is that you want to be. It's not just about sitting down and visualizing, it's also about getting up and taking that action. Tip number 4 is limit distractions and curate your environment. So we all have things all around us that can serve as being distractions, and this can be detrimental towards our mental health. So we really have to curate our environment to what we like, what we love, and what makes us go. And I will also add in this thing that I heard online, which is called a productivity cocktail. I saw this on LinkedIn and an article online, but it basically says that a productivity cocktail is a combination of productivity tools, techniques, and practices that can really maximize your efficiency. And I love this because, like the article says, there is no one size fits all solution when it comes to your efficiency and your productivity and getting things done. You have to find your style and what is going to drive you, because you have to remember, if you have motivation, drive, or intentions that come from anything else but what it is that you actually want, then eventually it's going to wear off. Eventually you are going to see that it's not going to lead you to that long-term success it is that you want, and it's only going to be short-term. So do things that are tangible, that get you moving, and find your productivity cocktail. And the 3 ingredients should really focus on focus, time, and energy, because you want to focus on the things it is that you want to do. You want to have all the time it is to pour into that, and you want to have the energy from within yourself. You have to pour into these areas to really maximize that potential and limit those distractions. So when it comes to getting rid of distractions, you have to identify and reduce the ones that are in your environment. So social media is a really big one for a lot of people. I know that's a really big one for me. You really have to just think about, when do you want to lock into that productivity mindset? When do you really want to just sit down and focus on what it is that you have to do, and what do you have to do to the things around you to really shut them off? So for example, putting on a studying playlist, putting your phone on D&D, and just checking out mentally from all those notifications and things that are happening on your phone that are not helping you. So maybe this means going to a new environment, such as the local library or a coffee shop, whatever it is, to make sure that you get things done. And have your dedicated private area. Set up a workspace that is just for you, and keep this area and this environment clean, organized, and inspiring. Have your vision board, like I mentioned, right by your desk, because these are going to have quotes and pictures that are going to help you keep going. And a well-organized space can also allow you to just stay focused and make working on your goals more inviting. And one last thing I'll throw in there is to learn to say no. Your time, your energy, and your peace is so important when it comes to limiting distractions, but you can do this by setting boundaries with people, friends, things, and family, and saying no to things or activities that do not align with your goals. So get used to prioritizing you. Get used to setting boundaries for yourself and putting yourself first, especially for what matters the most. Tip number 5 is make seasons for your life. So there is this tip that I heard, and I think it was from Haley Gamba. I'm not 100% sure, but she is one of my favorite YouTubers. She's also from New Jersey, and something that she has mentioned was to look at your life in seasons. When we look at a whole year, there are 4 seasons, and each season obviously has different vibes, different weather. And if you look at your life throughout these 4 different seasons, nothing is the same. Things are always happening. New people are coming in, people are leaving, things are there's so many things that we go through throughout an entire year. And with these 4 quarters of a year, if you really break it down, you can make each quarter into something new it is that you want to work on or something new it is that you want to improve on. By doing this, you can truly become unstoppable and even shock yourself. And Sarah Blakely, who is the female self-made billionaire, the founder of Spanx, she has said that when she hit rock bottom and she was selling fax machines for 7 years and she was working at Disney, then quit, and she was really just all over the place, she said that one day she was driving, she pulled over on the side of the road and said, "I'm in the wrong movie, call the director, call the producer, cut, I am in the wrong movie, this is not my life." And if you guys don't follow her on Instagram or LinkedIn, I highly recommend it because she has such amazing inspirational quotes and really positive posts. She said before in this post, you are the writer, director, and producer of your own life. You have to have your own story and your own success. Take it. No one will ever care more about your success than you. Dazzle them with courage, boldness, and enthusiasm. You're the star of this movie. Shine accordingly. And so both of these quotes from her remind me that even when she hit rock bottom and she was figuring out what her next move for her life was, she literally was like, I'm in the wrong movie. This is not supposed to be what my life is going to be. And it's just that reminder that we have the power to change things all around us. And when we look at our lives in different seasons, it makes things a lot more fun and it gives us a chance to rewrite our own story. And like I've said in previous videos, you have the pen to your life. What is your story going to look like? And by looking at your life in different seasons, it makes things more fun. And I just think it's something that we should all start to consider. The last tip for today's video is tip 6, which is keep a journal or a notebook for your progress and invite friends. So I'm a huge believer in journaling and keeping notebooks to track your progress for yourself. And this is just a tip that is for you and for you only. This doesn't have to be shown online or told to people, but I really recommend getting a separate notebook from your personal diary or whatever you write in every day and dedicate this notebook specifically to your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations. So go crazy in here, write a wish list of all the things it is that you want and all the things it is that you want to accomplish, and let go of the how, let go of the how am I going to do this, and focus on your why. Why do you want to be the girl that makes everything in her mind come true? Why do you want to be the guy that people ask, how did you get to where you are today? Whatever your why is, because this is the missing puzzle piece that so many people struggle with, and they want the glitz, they want the glam, and they want the show of it all without having a real why for what it is that they are doing. You are going to see in your journal that even a few months from now, you're going to be like, wow, I've grown so much, or wow, I was going through this at this time and I've grown so much more mentally and I'm so much more mentally stronger. And it's really nice to see maybe even what areas in your life you have improved in by just keeping a journal, keeping some sort of progress where you can physically write down, this is what I did today, or this is what I'm working on today. And you can make this fun as well by inviting friends or your siblings or anyone close to you to be a part of this journey. My sister and I are very close and we tell each other everything it is that we want to do, everything it is that we want to accomplish, but make sure that you keep personal things offline, because if you are someone that needs that extra motivation or that extra accountability, maybe having a friend or someone be there by your side can be helpful. And having a friend that is also on their own journey and you as well can be really great for you guys to just share things that you've learned and not go through this journey alone, because you guys will have each other. That is all for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed, and if I'm being honest, these are all of the tips that have really been helpful for me when it came to overcoming that lazy girl era and really tapping into all of my big dreams and big goals. And I will throw in one last thing for you guys: to be surrounded by people that are not going to make you feel like your dreams are crazy, that are going to encourage you and be by your side and not try to bring you back down to earth, because life is too short to not do all the things it is that you want. That's why I make these videos for you guys, so you can also be encouraged to keep going, especially if you don't have anyone in your life. And I'll leave you with this last quote, which is from Mr. Beast, in which he says, "You're crazy until you're successful, and then you're a genius." So with that, I will let you guys go, and I love you all so much. Thank you so much for all of the kind comments and constantly supporting me. You guys are truly the best, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.